I'm going to start by priming my face. I already moisturized. And I'm going to start with using the e.l.f. Pore Minimizing Primer. Just put some right here on each of my cheeks. Just rub it in my forehead. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my IT Cosmetics Anti-Aging Armor Skin Rejuvenating Hydrating Primer Serum. Long name. So here it goes. This is one of my favorites. Just take a small amount like that. Put it along the way. A little goes a long way. So I mainly put it on the sides and then I slowly rub it around. Go under my eyes. Make them nice and hydrated so my concealer doesn't crease. Just pat it in. So that's good. Now I'm going to take my Maybelline Master Camo Under Eye Corrector. It's just a little pen. It's an orange concealer. Should I turn this off? Will that be better? Okay, sorry. Still trying to figure out how to work my lighting. Sorry if it's a little bright. Just gonna place that under my eyes. And then I will go ahead and take my damp beauty blender and start blending it out. There it goes. And now I will take my NYX Total Control Drops foundation. I am in the shade True Beige, and it's just a little dropper like this. I like a lot of coverage, so I use more than recommended, but that's okay. Just gonna work it around. There it goes. And now I'm just gonna blend it out. Just grab another mirror so I can keep facing forward instead of looking to the side. Just gotta keep buffing it out so it can look really nice and flawless. I always do kind of get my lips and I just clean them off when I'm done doing my face. Also go down under the chin. Alright. Just gonna add a little bit more on my cheeks. I feel like I could use more coverage right here and right here. That out better. Just adding a few more drops. Do a little tiny under the eye and down the cheek. Just taking the excess. Okay, so now we're done with that part. Let's just blend that out a little better. Trying to cancel out some of that darkness in pink. There it goes. Make sure I get on the side of my nose really good. Okay. That looks good to me. I'm not sure if I should. Hopefully I don't look too blue. How does that look? So we're done with that, and now we are going to go in with some concealer. I'm just going to take my NYX HD concealer, and I am in the shade Nude Beige. So this is what it looks like. It's a really good concealer for the price. So just going to take some under my eye, go down the sides of my cheek, add some more, go down my forehead. I like to go up because if you go this way, I have a round face, so it kind of makes it look wider. So I learned that if you actually just kind of go straight up, it will make your face look slimmer. So just adding a little bit more, top of my chin, on the sides of my nose. My makeup always seems to wear off throughout the day on the sides of my nose. So I'm just gonna take a small pump of my MAC Prolong Wear, and I am in the shade NC20 just to brighten it up because this concealer is the same exact shade as my foundation pretty much. Can't really tell that I'm trying to highlight. I'm just gonna dab, 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 and I'm gonna blend all of this in together. Go on top of my eyes and just use that as a primer. I wish I knew how to work this lighting better. Just blend all that in. On the sides of my cheek, I always get creases on my smile lines. So actually it looks like we are blended pretty good. So now we can go ahead and set the face. Just make sure there's no harsh lines anywhere. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to take my Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. It is this little guy right here. It works so good. And I really like the fact that it has the little sifter. Well, not just the sifter, but the cap. So you don't get powder everywhere. So I'm just going to take a little bit on the lid. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of got like a peachish nude color. And I am just going to set my eyes with that. So just, I don't really bake. I just set my face and I just push it in. I do take a good amount, especially under my eyes, because I do have pores and I really like how this smooths out your face. So you can't really see your pores. Just gonna set, and this does smell amazing, by the way. So I'm just gonna set my chin. I don't really know why, but I always kind of get a little oily around my mouth. I like to especially press it in the sides of my cheek. Kind of just push it in right here and along my nose. And then just go with the other side. Just kind of blend out the concealer again before you set it. That MAC concealer creases really fast if you don't set it right away. Okay, so I'm just going to take the last of what I have and just add a little bit more right on my cheeks, next to my nose especially, in the corners of my eyes, just so it can look flawless. It smells so good. Okay, so now we're done with that. Let that sit for a minute. And then now we are going to go to our eyes. Got powder everywhere. So I'm just gonna take this Pro blending brush. It's large, 27, from Sephora. It's just a domed brush. And I think I am just going to use my Winky Luxe palette. I actually got this in my BoxyCharm and I really love it. Look at the colors, they are so beautiful. Can you see them? They're so pretty, especially that gold shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this color right here. It's just a brown shade, a nude shade, and it is called Strut. The names are actually on the back of the palette. And I'm just gonna put that in my crease and start blending away. I like to go in circle motions. I mainly like to kind of pack it on in the edges. And I just go in circular motions, and I like to make sure I blend it really good towards the inner of my eye, because I do tend to get lines right there. Okay, so just pack, 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 blend. Now we're gonna do the other side. Pack it on, blend away. And I do tend to like to go in circular motions with a light hand. That's just what works for me. So there you go. It's just a really nice transition shade. I love this color. And I'm just going for an everyday simple look today. So next I'm going to go into this shade called Boots. It's just a chocolate brown shade. And I'm just gonna get a little bit, tap it off, and put that towards the outer corner. Just kind of pack it right there with the same brush. And slowly work it on top of that first color, Strut. So just with the light hand. And I'm gonna go into the same shade, do the same thing, and just slowly work it over just to give it a little dimension, but I don't want anything too exaggerating. Okay. Alright, and that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to find a good crease brush, which I have this one that I've had forever. It's just an old brush that I have, but a really old love. It's from Face Secrets, and it's just a normal crease brush, a little domed kind of flat brush. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that with my MAC Fix Plus. So just spray each side, and then I'm going to take this shade called, it's Cat Eye. Yeah. Yeah, Cat Eye. It's gold. So I'm just going to take that gold shade, pack it on the brush, and then we are going to, here, let me zoom in. Sorry, I didn't think about that. Okay, so now we are going to just place that on the lid. Just pack it on, sweep it across. Add some more. This is such a beautiful gold shade. I love golds. They just go with everything. Accidentally got some fallout, but that's okay. You could sweep that away and add more translucent powder. See how pretty that looks? Hopefully you can tell. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and go back with my same Sephora brush, and I'm going to grab that first transition shade that we use called Strut, and I'm just going to blend it out, that way we don't have any harsh edges. I'm not taking very much on the brush. There we go. We have a simple everyday look. Just going to wipe away that fallout. I do still have some powder on my face, so thankfully it is not going to stick. And now I am going to take my MAC Studio Fix, and this is in the shade NC30, and I'm just gonna swirl my brush in it. This is the Balapierre Kabuki brush. I love to use this brush, and when I set my powder, I kind of just press it in. I don't swipe too much, just a little. So I'm just gonna use that. Okay, so that's good enough. Probably just gonna zoom back out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now my face is set. So I will put on some mascara. This is my favorite mascara of all time. This is MAC's Extended Play Gigablack Lash. It just looks like this. It is so good, so good. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry, I didn't realize that my battery died. And we were just finishing off by putting on some mascara. So I'm just gonna coat my lashes with this. This gives you a lot of volume. I love this mascara. I was using drugstore for a while, and MAC had a sale on this mascara, so I was like, let me just try it because I love everything MAC. And I did, and I ran out of my first tube. I started using drugstore mascara again, and I just had to go back to this. I feel like drugstore sucks now. With mascara, at least. Okay, so let me just coat this side. I like to do my eyes first and do my mascara because I like to give my mascara time to dry. That way when I put on my setting spray, I don't have to worry about getting any black dots because it's just completely dry. I do have long eyelashes, so when I blink sometimes they touch right here underneath my eye, and sometimes I'll just get a bunch of black little dots everywhere, and I hate that. It's hard to take off. Okay, so as you can see, they look pretty good. Go ahead and do the bottom of my eyelashes. Give them a nice good coat. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now I am going to bronze. I'm going to take this bronzing brush. I've also had this forever, and I don't know where I got it from, so I'm sorry, but it's just a normal angled brush. It's just my favorite for bronzing. And then I'm going to take my MARC Jacobs Omega Bronzer in Tan Trick 102. This is also one of my favorite bronzers, so I'm just gonna dab into it and put my cheek to the side, start bronzing. I do like to start right here. As you can tell, I'm lining down with my cheek. I put a little bit right here. I don't like to bronze up my face too much because I don't like to look orange, but I do like to make sure my temples are bronzed pretty good. You can see the difference already. I always have trouble bronzing this side. I don't know why. So just dab in. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And then I do go underneath my jawline. I don't really contour that much these days unless I'm really going out, but right now I'm kind of just playing around with my makeup, so I'm not gonna go all out. I'm just gonna do a simple everyday look, a look that I would wear to work. Okay. Now I'm just gonna take a little bit and do the sides of my nose. I also don't ever like an extreme nose contour. I don't feel like I have a bad looking nose, so it's fine with me. Okay, so now we're done with that. I'm going to go ahead and do my blush now, and this is Benefit's GALifornia. I just have the trial size. It's kind of like a corally peach blush, just like that. And I'm going to take my Real Technique blush brush. Just going to dab into it and put a little bit along the apples of my cheeks. There it goes. This is really pigmented, so you kind of have to go in with a light hand. Okay, sorry, had to take a break. Had to go get my baby. He is 8 months and he woke up from his nap, which is why I'm filming, because I don't ever get time to do anything with this guy. Okay, so last I'm going to take my MAC Oh Darling highlighter It is a gorgeous highlighter, as you can tell. So pretty. And I'm taking my Real Techniques. This is a contour brush, but I just like to use it to do my highlighter. So I'm just going to go along my cheekbones. On the sides of my eyebrows. More right here. It's so pigmented and so pretty. Okay, and then now I'm going to do the tip of my nose, along my nose with the light hand, my Cupid's bow, and my chin. Just add a little more for the heck of it. There we go. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to just get this is from Bodyography Pro. It is a flat shader brush. It just looks like that. I don't know if you can see. Sorry, that's a bad one. So it's just a flat shader brush. And I'm going to go back into my MAC highlighter. I'm going to put that on the inner corners of my eye. And then I'm going to hold off on that because I do, and along my nose, because I do like to also put this under my eyebrows when my eyebrows are done. So now I'm going to get my MAC eyebrow pencil. This is in the shade Lingering. I believe that's how you say it. It's just a very thin, fine point pencil. It's really small. It's a little dirty. Okay, so there you go. Now you can see it. Just a really small little guy. Now I am here. Let me zoom you in. Alright, there we go. So now I just start at the bottom of my eyebrow and I just do a straight line. Follow my arch, and I don't really have hairs over here. I've always had that problem. My hairs just don't like to grow. So I kind of have to fake that. Now at the top of my eyebrows, I mainly follow my eye shape. My eyebrow shape I meant. So there's that. I don't really color them in very much, just a little bit. So see, now all I have to do, I'm gonna have to zoom it out a little bit. Okay. So now all I have to do is fill them in. I do fill them in when I'm done with my Anastasia brow pomade. Dip brow, that's what I meant to say, Anastasia dip brow. I just like to use pencil first because it's easier for me to make less mistakes. So just follow my eyebrow, my natural shape. Okay. Can you hear Usaya in the background? He's over here breathing hard. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? He's playing with one of my makeup brushes. It's clean, of course. Okay. So now I am going to take this is from the same line, Bodyography Pro. This is a angled liner brush, and it just looks like this, just your normal standard angled liner brush. Hopefully I'm focusing good. And I'm going to take my Anastasia brow pomade and I am in the shade Chocolate. So all I really do is I just kind of go in there lightly and dab each side, and then I just wipe off the excess on the sides, and I just pretty much make sure that it is sharp and crisp. I don't know if you can tell, just really thin and crisp. There's not too much color on it. And then I just start at the bottom, and then I just follow those pencil lines. And there you have it. So I do that again, and because I do wipe off a lot of product, I do have to keep going back and dipping in, but I'd rather do that because I find whenever I put too much product on it, I mess up more. Okay, so let me see. Now we're just going to follow the top. What? There you go. Okay, and then I do have like a little chunk on the side. I don't know if you can see it, but whenever I get those, then I will go toward the front of my eyebrow, kind of wipe it off, and then brush it in. So there you have it, and I'm not going to dip back in. I almost did, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use whatever's left on here, which is not very much. I'm going to use that towards the front, and I'm going to flicker up. So there you have it. Now I'm going to dip back in and do the other side. Now I just need to make sure that they're even. So this side is actually just a little bit shorter, but that's okay. Now I'm just going to clean them up with a flat concealer brush, which is, let's see, here we go. This is the MAC 212. It's just a flat concealer brush. And I'm going to go back into my NYX HD concealer in Nude Beige. Same concealer that I used under my eyes. I'm just going to dip onto my brush on both sides and just get a little bit. And then I'm just going to go into my mirror and clean up any of those harsh lines. That way they just look so much better. I'm only using a tad bit, that way I don't get any on my eyeshadow. See? Can't really see that I'm highlighting under there because I know my eyebrows aren't natural, but I do like a more natural type of look. Kind of. Okay. So now I'm going to go back into my MAC's, if I can find my shader brush. There it goes. So I'm going to go back into my MAC highlighter, the Oh Darling, and I just dab a little bit, and I put that under my eyebrow. So there we go. Not too much. I already did the corners, but I will add a little bit more. Okay. So now we can zoom back out. And I'm going to wipe my lips. So let's see. Just take off this foundation that was put on there earlier. Here you go. There you go. There you go. Stop dropping it. You're doing it on purpose. Okay, so now I just need to find a lip shade that I want to use, which I think I want to, I did through my lipsticks real fast. Okay, so I have this NYX lip liner in the shade Nude Pink. Just looks like this. It's already sharpened. So I'm just going to line my lips with it. Okay. I'm not really going to put any more in the middle because I'm going in with this Smashbox liquid lipstick. It doesn't even say the shade it's in. It says B56, which I doubt that's the name of the shade, but just a second. Okay. Love the little applicator though, because it is like this. Just a little domed one. And now my lips are so dry. My lips are just a little dry. That's okay. Alright, so last we are just going to set our face with my Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe herbs and Rosewater. I love this stuff. I always just make sure I cover my chest, stand back, and go crazy. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and fan my face, wipe off the excess that was on my neck. Okay, and there you have it. There's the finished look. So all I have to do now is just comb my hair, and then we will be good to go. Which I will just go ahead and do that off the camera because my hair is so thick and it takes forever. Alright, so there you have it, the finished look. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.